Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's great to be here with you all once again for our latest AMA. Today we have the Hectagon people, the Hectagon project. Very interesting. I had a look at the website, obviously. It looks very professional, and I can't wait to hear more from the team themselves. And in fact, we're going to have the CEO himself as well as another team member. So let's just wait for them to arrive. And if you are already here, Mr.Linh and also Catie, please raise your hands. That way I can unmute you. So let me see if we already have them here. Yep, perfect. So unmuted Linh, unmuted Catie. Welcome to both of you. How are you?
Good. It's great to be here. Thank you.
Great, fantastic. How are you, Catie? I think she will. She might join us later, and that's absolutely fine. No worries at all. Well, welcome everyone once again to the Hectagon AMA today. Let's start straight away. Can we please have a little bit of background about yourself, the CEO, Linh? A little bit of your crypto history, how you got into the industry, and why you decided to create the Hectagon project.
Hi.
Sure.
Can everyone hear me now?
Okay.
Yes, I'm so sorry. There was some technical issue from my part.
No worries at all. Glad that you made it.
Thank you everyone for having me, and Linh as well.
It's our pleasure, Catie. I was just asking Linh about his background in crypto and the why the motivations behind making Hectagon.
Yeah. So my name is Linh. I'm the founder and CEO of Hectagon. I spent the last 10 years basically founding and running venture capitals, mostly in Southeast Asia, investing for tech startup. I mainly invest from really early stage seed and pre-series round. So as you imagine, these companies, when I'm investing in, usually they started with a team of just a couple of co-founders working together. And then I invest for them around that time. And then I work with them for about 5 to 8 years. And for a lot of them during that time that we worked together, they managed to grow to somewhere like $70 million to $250 million in valuation. And usually the teams grow to about 50 to 400 people. So because I've been in venture capital for about 10 years now, so I have invested in more than 100 companies. And then starting in late 2017, I start really cared more about the crypto market. So in the beginning, I just doing my own research to make sure that I understand the technology, understand the market. And then late in 2019 is when I really get more heavily involved with the industry, doing personal investments before I started a crypto VCs in 2021 last year. And I was quite fortunate that during my time investing for tech startup, I managed to get to know a lot of great people, like the founders of Carbon Network, one of the founder of Sky Mavis, Axie Infinity, the founders of Tomo Chain. And because we have this relationship before, so when I start my first fund investing in crypto business, all of them become my backers and invest into that fund. So that fund, we invest for about 20 projects last year and at a on-time high returns. I think it was about 1,400%.
My goodness.
And then that's, yes. And then around the end of last year, it started to give me an idea that I've been doing VC for a long time. But for me, the VC, the centralized VC model is not really the best way to invest into Web3 projects, because you run a centralized VC. Your resource is very limited, so you can't really build a community to help the project that you're investing into. Whereas Web3 project is very different from a Web2 companies. Web3 project, you need a communities to support you, to give you feedback, to give you instant communication in terms of like whether or not your product is good or the community is endorsing you. So that's lead me to start Hectagon, and because and another thing about venture capital model is that usually for a person to invest in a venture capital, you already have to be a wealthy individual. If you come from a certain market, you need to be an accredited investor, which means you have to have annual income of more than $300,000, or you need to have your net worth of more than $1 million. So basically, you're already rich, and then you get the privilege to invest into VCs, and those VCs usually get access to seed and strategic round of other projects. But it's very different from in Web3. In Web3, if there's a more decentralized model of a venture capital, there's no barriers for anyone who want to get involved, who want to get exposures to these high growth opportunities in seed and strategic tokens. And that's why I started Hectagon, because the Hectagon model is basically allow everybody to get exposures to seed and strategic investment round, and all the basically all the returns on the growth of the investments will go back to the communities.
Fantastic! Wow. Okay, talk about an introduction. That's very powerful. What you told us. I always love it when people come from very successful, experiences and careers from the traditional world, traditional businesses or finance in this case, and then they want to use that huge amount of experience in the crypto space, and that's obviously your case. And you know what? Now I'm even more curious to know about Hectagon. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for that, Linh. Tell us a little bit about the rest of the core team. How do you divide the roles? You are the CEO. What about the rest of the team, please?
Yes. So maybe I'll let Catie to introduce herself first. She's my CMO and one of the co-founder of the team, and then I can talk about the rest of the team.
Perfect.
Thank you, Linh, for the introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Catie, and I'm currently, in charge of marketing, aka CMO. But I just want to call myself an Hectagon advocate. So for Linh background, he comes from VC, literally like the investor. And then for my background, I work all my career. I work in startups, like Web2 startup. I was a part of the startup community for the past 7 years since I moved back. And I've been involved into like various of startup. Actually, one of the very successful one that's I work for wearable technology, or in charge of marketing and partnership, customer, and that was a very successful startup when they exit for $260 million back in 2017. And then after that, I worked for another startup here in PinkSale, actually the biggest one here in Vietnam. At the time when I moved to my next startup, they already closed funding of 15 million. So I'm always be in the space. I also be the chapter directors of Startup Grind. If you heard of Startup Grind before, they are the one of the biggest global community for entrepreneur. So being in the space for so long, that is how I meet Linh, because basically I formed the startup, like the project team, and then Linh actually will form the investor space. And that's how we met, and then that's how I got exposed to Hectagon, and then which is really like the ideas, but also being in the space of like startup community, exposing to blockchain and crypto. It's inevitable. Like it's like back in 17 here in Vietnam, my co-working space actually sponsor Kyber network, Kyber office, and I work Kyber know the team when they were really small, like around less than 20 people. And then I also read Axie Infinity pitch deck back in 2019. So, like always got exposed to crypto and blockchain, but haven't really found a one that I really interested in. And then also when I met Linh, and then got exposed to the team and met their other team member, and I really like the idea and just want to be part of the team. So that is basically just a shortcut of my background, and then how I get into the space, and then now I'm part of Hectagon.
Beautiful, beautiful. My goodness, great. Another very powerful resume, as it were. Yeah, fantastic. So two hugely experienced team members. One at the head, obviously, is the CEO in Lean, Chief Marketing Officer with great experience. What about the rest of the team, Lean?
Yes. So aside from me and Catie, we have another 5 co-founders. One of the first co-founder that I recruited to start this idea with me is my CFO. We get to know each other for about 4 years at this point, and in the beginning we get to know each other through the OVC that I ran. I actually invest in another company that he founded in 2019, and then later he exited from that company. And then when I had the idea for Hectagon, I just I called him up because first of all he's been for about 8 years he's been involved in doing M&As deals and IPO deals in Vietnam, and also I knew from beforehand that he was also a classmate of Chung from Axie Infinity. So we worked with each other for a long time. We trust each other. I share with him about the idea that I had, so we end up to started the new companies together. And then working on the technology side, I have another 2 co-founders. One is in charge of the products, and one is in charge of the technologies. So the co-founders who are in charge of the product, we nickname him Catie. He has about 12 years of experience starting business and working in technology companies. Most of his careers, he's starting business in educational technologies. I think about 10 years ago, when he just graduated high school, he just his hobby, he started a YouTube channel, educational YouTube channels in Vietnam, and that channel's got about 400 million view. And then for some reason, he just like every time when he want to start a company, for some reason he just find that educational field is really fit for him. So and because Hectagon models, we really want to build a DAO governance venture fund, and he's really passionate about decentralization. He's really passionate about building something that we can manage in the beginnings, to set up the rules, to set up how everything should work, and then eventually what it should be is that our team should be able to transfer everything back to the communities for it to just run by itself. So he was really hyped to join this project. And then the CTO, I knew him for about 7 years before I started this company. He was one of my first client, one of my first customers when I run a co-working space back in 2014. And by that time, he's already running, being the tech lead and CTO of a couple different companies, sometimes managing 30 people, sometimes managing about 200 developers. When I started Hectagon, for some reason, both myself and the CFO we both know this guy, the CTO, and just by chance we meet each other again, and then I find out that at the time he was the head of engineers in Tomoche, and at the time I was really looking for someone who has experience managing developers in blockchain space before, because even though to code a smart contract you don't need a lot of people, but this thing is a very high risk thing. If you get something wrong, the consequence can be very serious, and it's very hard.
Yes, disastrous.
So I was really glad that in my network I was able to reconnect with him. And then another two persons. One is working on the growth of our companies. She's the youngest in the co-founding teams, but she has been working mostly in sales and business development for companies like Procter & Gamble's, and that's one of the biggest group in Vietnam, called Vin Group. She was one of the talents that they handpicked to work with the CEOs to become like the future C-level of these groups. I was able to convince her to come and work for Hectagon to help develop our communities and our growth strategy. And then my final founding members is Dương. She's the COO, and she's also in charge of the legal side. Because anything when you mention something that's similar to a fund, you running a risk of really easily get your token into the areas of a securities token, and you also need to be able to when needed to be able to do KYCs on your customer, on your holders, and also has some expertise in AML. And she's my COO. She's been working for a centralized exchange in Vietnam for about 2-3 years before we meet with each other, and I was able to recruit her to join my team. And all of our team members, you guys can actually go on our website, see our docs, and get a more detailed introduction of each of us.
Excellent. And by the way, if you do want to do that, I've just posted the website link for Hectagon Finance. But yeah, wow, my goodness, the dream team, really fantastic. Well done, Lin. That's a very, very good team you've got there. And yeah, you're absolutely spot on. You have to be very careful. The SEC is very aggressive at the moment for anyone selling securities to American citizens. So have to be careful, even in a decentralized Web3 application. But yeah, thank you so much for that panoramic view of yourself, your background, your team. But now let's come to the project. If you were to tell us just in a couple of sentences for us to have a general idea of what a Hectagon is, what would you say?
Yeah, I think I usually go into too much details, so it's best for Catie to take this question.
Ling, did you just mention my name?
Yes.
Good. So
because apparently you are the one that is capable to summarize things very well.
Well, so I would just basically give a very general narrative so everyone can relate to. So I will speak from my personal experience. So back in my startup day, I sit in many demo days. Like demo day is when the startup come in and they present the project and everything to a board of investors like VC and stuff like that. And I sit in those demo day and I tell myself, oh, this company, like I look at one of them, I say, this company will be successful. And they did. But as a normal person, there's no way I can join that team, like somehow can join that investment at the very early stage, because when they are in demo day, the valuation is quite low. And then, like even when they ask for investment, it's also like small amount. But as a normal person, because, you know, like at that time I am, you know, like a normal person. There's no way I can join that investment if I'm not part of a VC or I am an angel investor with a lot of money. So that is the only way how you can get into any of the Web2 startup. You need to be either a part of a VC or you need to be an investor with angel investor, have a lot of money. And then so let's say you can only get into, so let's say right now, like with Google and Facebook, they are really big, like they're $1 billion company. But back in the day when they at their very early stage, it's only the game for VC and, you know, like angel investor, like with a really big pocket. But for Hectagon, our solution is, so by holding the Hectare token, the concept of like, you know, being part of the VC investment is available to a normal person like you and me. So
Perfect.
how that, yes. So how that works, you know, like, so you hold a Hectare token, you can earn more money by get more Hectare reward by staking, but also we have an investment treasury that we can invest into the all the Web3 project that in our pipeline. And as because you hold our token as a Hectare token holder, you can co-invest with us in those projects that we have already heavily invested. So that is a very general, you know, like explanation.
Overview.
Yeah, it's for you to get the general idea.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Are you functioning in a way as an investment fund?
Ling, you want to take this?
Yeah. So it's similar. The core concept is it's an investment fund. We take the model of a venture capital fund and we put everything on blockchains, and the parts that we can use smart contract to do automatically, we do that, and then the parts in terms of like how to add values to the project, how to source the projects, where to build the deal pipelines, all of that parts. Like when I run a VC, I find that a big part of that is actually the communities. The big communities can do even better compared to just a couple of fund managers.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I've seen that before as well. Okay, yeah, well, thank you very much. So Lynn and Catie, if you want to go into more detail now, and you know, tell us about particular features or how, you know, what we need to do to be part of it, the different benefits that we can get, please, this is the time now to tell us all about it.
Yeah, sure. I have a couple points in more details that I can add. So first of all, the Hectare token that we sell to the public and to anyone who would like to buy that token. One of the features of the token is the way that we design the token is that if everyone is familiar with a model of a launchpad or an investment DAO, usually the way that you get participation into these different investments is that first you need to buy the governance token of the launchpad or of the investment DAO, right? And this token usually is just served as a membership, as a ticket to determine whether or not you get into an investment. And what I find is that for most launchpad and most investment DAO, like for you to get a guarantee allocations on each of the projects that they publish, it will take about like between like $3,000 to $30,000 just to buy enough token to start getting the guarantee allocation, and then you need to invest more money on top of that as well. And between $2,000 to $30,000, that is a really high barriers for a normal person to clear. And also that governance token is 100% just their value is just 100% based on the trust of the committees with that launchpad or with that investment DAO. Whereas in Hectagons, like even though the Hectare token also serves as a membership, But the way that we design the token is that any money that the communities put into the treasury is basically staying in the treasury that go out and invest into different projects at seed and strategic rounds. So basically, you exchange your monies for a future seed and strategic investment. So the token, the Hectare token that you hold, is not just backed by the trust in hectagons, but it's also actually backed by the real token of other projects that is in the treasury that you can later redeem the Hectare token to claim those project token if you want. So for us, that's a double layers of protections in terms of values for our users. And the way that we design the process of how we pick investment. If everyone go on our forum, there's actually a proposal live on there that we propose how we basically merge the process of having an investment teams doing a certain part of the work in terms of selecting the investment, but also where the communities can get involved and where the communities can provide us with more information or double check on the investment team. So every decision, all the decision making is very transparent there as well. And then I think the third one, the best part about Hectagon is that you not necessarily have to spend money to get involved with Hectagon, because the way that we design the Hectare token is at least 45% of the Hectare token is used for community rewards, and these rewards is actually governed by the DAO in terms of like what is the reward, what the reward rates for certain activities is, and these and basically anyone who want to participate into who want to contribute to Hectagon, either like promoting Hectagon, growing the Hectagon communities, or in the future when Hectagon start investing in other projects, you can also participate in helping these projects. It can either be promoting their communities or actually provide certain service to these projects, or doing like bug bounties or the bounties that these projects provide. Then you get a Hectare token as well, because the Hectare token is operate like a proof of value contribution. You contribute certain values to either Hectagon or to the project that Hectagon investing in, then you get rewarded with the Hectare token that you can use those Hectare token in the future to claim your portions of all these project token that in our treasury.
That's beautiful. I really like that feature, that part of the project. It adds another layer of use case to the token, more value, less chance of the token losing value in as time goes by. I really like that. Well done. Very good idea. Well done. Yes, Catie?
Yes, I would like to add a bit more. Like we also on the other side, we also add the features of like a DAO into the overall protocol. So like by holding the Hectare token and staking it, you actually have the power to influence how we select our investment committee and how that investment process work. And then like the community, we actually we design the protocol in a way that encourage the community to engage with her a lot more. So the governance utilities, it's also one of the things I want to highlight here as well.
Yeah, that's really good. That's excellent. Okay, I like that very much. As far as putting funds into the treasury, is that automatic when you buy the Hectare token, or is it something extra that we need to do manually?
That is something that automatic, that when you buy the Hectare token.
Okay, so nice and easy, nothing to do. Really just buy the token, obviously support the community as much as you can, later on when you know, there are other projects that you're going to be involved in, help those projects with bug bounty, anything else that they need, and get even more Hectare tokens, which, you know, in theory, they should be worth more at that point. So yeah, I like the idea. I like the way that you plan this. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, any other features that you want to discuss before we talk about the token itself and you know, the tokenomics and things like that?
No, I think the core feature has been covered.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, so let's discuss the token itself, please. Hectare token. Can you tell us, without going, you know, into all the numbers, but just again generically, the tokenomics, if there is a tax, where the tax go, if you have already done or you are going to do an audit on the contracts, anything like that, please.
Sure. So about the Hectare token, I think the first principle to know about the Hectare token is that anytime when a Hectare token is generated, there has to be a value contributions recorded for the treasury. For example, we just finished our pre-sales on PinkSale actually, and it was way above our expectation. But even for us as a team that developing the Hectare token, when we want to take a certain amount of Hectare token out of the contract to send to PinkSale for our pre-sale campaign, we can't just mint those tokens. We actually have to pay. We have to use our own money to pay into the treasury to be able to generate the Hectare token. So one of the key principles that we would that is the highlight of Hectare token is that anytime when you see a Hectare token generated from somewhere, someone has to already contribute a certain values either in cash or in the form of efforts into the treasury. So the way that we use that principles to basically to make sure that there's no Hectare token that just get minted for no reason.
Mm-hmm. I like it. So allow me this. I have to say that. So you basically have more value than fiat money, whatever government we're talking about.
Yes.
Actually, I wouldn't touch that territory, but we would love to think of it that way.
Well, if you think about it, you know, basically it's the value of paper or plastic and the value of the ink versus the value that someone has actually spent cash or has done work for it. So yeah, it's very debatable, isn't it? But I like the idea very, very much, Lynn.
I wonder if I can say screen or can share with you guys the capture our tokenomic to just a backup with the point just Lynn just said.
Of course.
Let's see if I can share. Oh, actually I can't. Sorry, guys. But yeah,
okay.
we just back up on what Lynn just said, that 100% of the token will be minted by the protocol to reward the contribution of the community, the team, and the investor. I would drop pictures, actually, how we distribute the tokenomic later to the team. But we're going to have our token generation event next Monday, on the 8th of August. So like Lynn just said, we actually just finished the one on PinkSale, and it was a great success. We kind of sold out after 12 minutes. So thank you very much for the PinkSale community. So if any of you want to get the Hectare token, I just want to share with you, we're going to have our TGE next Monday, and currently we open whitelist for the TGE wishlist, and then the first 300 whitelist member will get up to 30% of the Hectare bonus. So yeah, just want to share with you guys right there. And now I will share the actually I would just drop in the community the how we
Perfect.
distribute how we distribute the hectare tokenomics. So 60% of our tokenomic going for rewards and incentive, either for staking reward or contribution reward. When you actually, we call it like the work to earn mechanism. When you actually like help the project, you help the community to like actually make a like a real contribution to the protocol. And then you can see that we structure it that way when it's allowed to incentivize the communities.
Yeah, yeah, and we can see. So Catie just said that again. Tokenomics. There you go. Just highlighting that post. Thank you very much. Okay, and I might have missed it, Lynn, but have you already done or are you doing an audit on the contract?
Yes. So the token contract is audited through the audit. One of the partner of PinkSale, for we offer the sales on PinkSale. But then we also engage with another auditing firms to currently auditing our contract right now. In our system, we have about 11 contracts, so it takes a little bit of time to audit it.
To go through them all.
Yeah.
Of course. No, yeah, well done. Thank you. So yeah, the contract for the first one, let's say, has been audited, and you're also doing more. Excellent. More confidence, from the investors, obviously, with an audit. Okay, so thank you for that. We discussed the token. Let's get to the roadmap, please. You have already mentioned a few of the things that are coming up, of course, with when you will deal with the project that you're going to help with capital and with expertise and skills. But what else is in the roadmap? What are some of the milestones in the roadmap? Any things that is really exciting for you that you're looking forward to, please?
So currently the product that we have developed, including all the core features of like people can anyone can go on our system and buy Hectare tokens, stake Hectare tokens, and also manage the Hectare token that they have and where they are, and also create a profile where it allows everybody to link their wallets, their social profile, and then any action that they take within our ecosystem will get credits that they have a reward center that they can go and claim the rewards in the future. So that's already been done. What we are currently continue to build is a more fully featured investment portal where our community members will be able to go on there, see all the project that applies into Hectagon, and they will be able to vote for those projects to get them more visibilities toward the investment team. Like any project that get a lot of votes will immediately get reviewed by the investment teams, and the community members will receive a basically like an investment memos about those teams. And then a little bit further, probably around the like Q4 of this year, we also developed a system that allows the more committed members of Hectagons to be able to participate directly into certain investment alongside with the treasury as well. And then alongside with that is all the dashboards and all the monitoring tools that the committees can use to basically monitor how our teams manage and run the Hectagon DAOs. And all of these tools in the beginning is more about how the committees can monitor what we do, but in the future these are all the useful tools that eventually we can basically transfer the ownership of Hectagons to the DAO.
I can't hear you anymore, Lynn.
Sorry. I will just I will just cut out for a little bit. So eventually we can transfer the ownership and everything, but basically to the DAO. As our vision is that once everything has been running for a couple, maybe two to 3 years, then most of the job we expect that it can be break down into roles or really simple roles and system that allows the DAO to add more contributors and just run everything themselves rather than dependence on any centralized team. So I think that's
very good.
That's the roadmap that we see so far.
Yeah, fantastic. Very good. Awesome. Thank you. So a lot of very good things coming up, but of course everything starts, and the reason why you're talking to us here is because you had a pre-sale with us. It was so successful that we should be still talking about the pre-sale last 3 days. No, the pre-sale is already finished because everyone bought very, very quickly, and you filled your $80,000 hard cap very, very quickly. So I suppose I should ask you, when is the launch on the DEX? Is it PancakeSwap or any other DEX, please?
It's going to be on PancakeSwap, and it is going to be 2 days from now, from the 8th of August. And as you can see on the campaign as well, 100% of that $80,000 is actually going towards the liquidity.
Wow. Okay. So I hope that everyone heard that, because it's pretty much unheard of. 100% of all the funds that were raised on the pre-sale, and let me actually copy and paste that for you guys. So let me just delete the spam. Thank you. So copy and paste. So if you just go and have a look at that link, guys and girls, that was the pre-sale, $80,000 BUSD. 100% of that amount is going to liquidity in PancakeSwap. So the team of those $80,000 are keeping zero. Okay, and that alone should tell you the type of the caliber of this project. Yes, it is. I agree with you, DeFi Lover. Well, thank you so much. I don't have any more questions as far as I'm concerned. Anything else that we haven't touched on, Lynn or Catie, and that you want to discuss before we move to community involvement?
I'm good. Catie, do you want to add anything?
Actually, all from my side, but just want to share with you guys that just want to press the date again that we're going to have our TGE next Monday, on the 8th of August. We're going to have a brand new site, and then we share more information about all the stuff that we're working on. And so right now we open for waitlist. So just go on our website and register at the app.hectagon.finance. And yeah, looking forward to see you guys be part of our TGE.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Catie. And for everyone listening, those are the links, the website and the Telegram channel as well. Fantastic. So, well, let's move to community. Please, community, raise your hands. We have a lot of people here, 130 participants, which is great to see. Please keep your questions, only one question each, please, and try to be brief. We don't have a lot of time left, only about 15 minutes, and I want to call as many people as possible. So let's start with the first one. We have Jen. Jen, you are unmuted.
Thanks, Pete. Good afternoon.
Hi.
Okay. My question is, I want to know the kind of mechanism or the type of technologies you use to guarantee your customers that they can be totally secure at the moment every time they want to log in to your website or your project, or even want to make withdrawals too? What type of security measures have you taken into place?
Okay. All right. Thank you for the question. So, so in terms of securities, the most important part is the treasury, because the treasury is where we store everything. We store on the investment, on the token that Hectagon investing in that treasury. And the way that we protect the treasury is that there's no direct user access from any user's wallet directly into the treasury contract, to limit the risk of the risk for that treasury. So when the users connect to our app and then want to redeem the Hector tokens to get their portion of all the other token within the treasuries, the way that we do that is the users will basically interact with another contract that calculate how much Hector that users own, and basically how much percentage of the treasury that users own, and then that other contract will interact with the treasury to request those the assets in the treasury to send back to that users. And also, one of the key things to note here as well is that because we invest in a seed and strategic round of different projects, so a lot of the times these tokens will be locked according to the vesting schedules of this project, or according to the locking investing terms that we promise with these projects as well. And the users can still request these locked tokens, but because since it is locked and Hectagon also need to honor any agreement we have with the projects, the users will not have the access to these locked tokens right away, but they will get but basically they will receive an NFT that's set up in the future. When at a certain date, when these tokens unlock, they can get these tokens back to their wallet.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay,
Great answer. Thank you for the question.
You're welcome, Pete.
Yeah, thank you, Jen. Thanks for that question. Okay, let's move to someone else. Who did I get? Oh, yes, I saw the monkey. I like that. Garu, unmuted, mate.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
All right, that's good to hear. How will you vet the projects you invest into?
Right. So okay. So briefly about how we select the projects. So when I do so one of the key things is that between the committees and the investment team. Of course, when we talk to the projects, we can ask them also a question about like what's the problem that they're trying to solve, what the product and solution that they are developing, what's the tokenomics, and all those key aspects that we can use to synthesize all these informations into an investment memos. But one of the key things that we usually pay attention to is the team. It's like the capability of the team is just one part of the equations. More importantly is the integrity of the teams and the reason on why they choose to solve a certain problem, or why they choose to start a certain project. Because the reason why the founders or the co-founding team choose to start a project will tell you a lot about how committed they are with the project in the uptime and also in the downtime. And reviewing the integrity of the team is something that the committees will not have advantage to do compared to an investment team, because we can spend more time with the project. However, in the communities will be greatly helpful in terms of reviewing the tractions, reviewing the tractions and of each project communities. And also, because if we have a big communities, there's a very good chance that someone will know someone else, that during the investment process, someone might be able to provide us with more information to vet the team. And that's all happening around the like how to select a project. But then in terms of the system, after the investment teams happy with a investment and recommend a project for investment, which will post that project onto a forums for both the communities and also our investment council to review. And at that point, anyone who has any information, has any comment and feedback, can send us that comment and feedback. We take that into account. And also from the investment council, they can send us their feedback, and also they have the decision to veto the any investment as well. So that's how we set up to utilize both the strength of the committees and of a centralized investment team, and also an investment council.
Fantastic. Thanks for your question, Garu. All right, let's move on to the next one. Now we have Alicia Khan. Alicia, you are unmuted.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes. Please ask your question, Alicia.
Sir, my question is, your NFT marketplace is under progress, or we can use it? And can we get our NFT listed in your NFT marketplace? What is the procedure to get NFT list, and what is the requirement?
NFT marketplace. Do you have an NFT marketplace, Lynn?
Right. So we have, so right now we have an NFT collection called Tiger Tribe, and this NFT, I didn't want to go into too much technical details before, but within our ecosystem, the way that a users can claim their portion of the treasuries back to themselves is basically they exchange the Hectagon tokens with the treasury, and instead of, let's say if we invest in 100 projects and if we just return 100 tokens, 100 different tokens into a user's wallet, that's really confusing. So the way that we simplify that is that we put every one of those tokens into an NFT that act like a wallet. That just holding that one NFT, the users can go to our website and check, like, with that one NFTs, what kind of token is in there and how much for each token, and they can just withdraw those tokens one by one. And in order to introduce that concept with our communities, about almost 2 months ago, we introduced an NFT collection called Tiger Tribe that you can go onto that website, tigertribe.hectagon.finance, and that collection, each NFT actually contains a couples of Hectagon token in there, and that NFT collection is one of the way for us to gauge the community interest in our project about 2 months ago. And we have some plan on what to do with that NFT collections in terms of it will factor in for the holders of those NFT. It will factor in the future when we launch our tier membership ranking. Yeah, I think
excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for explaining that. And by the way, while you were saying that, so thanks for the question as well. Thank you, Alicia Khan. I've also, again, copy-pasted the link to the Telegram channel. Anything very detailed, anything that obviously is going to take a little bit of time to explain, please join the Telegram channel at Hectagon Finance, and whether it is Lynn, Catie, or anyone else from the team will be more than happy to to discuss the to answer you and to discuss the nuances of the project. I'm sure that there's a lot to talk about, because this is a very professional project, a great team with a real business plan, a real marketing plan, great advisors, and and very successful, because the pre-sale has been incredibly successful. Now, we don't really have time for a final question. I'll leave it up to you, Lynn. We either have time for a very quick final question, or you can use the next 2 or 3 minutes for your final comments and touch on anything that you have not discussed, or tell us and incentivize us to be part of the project. Up to you.
I think Catie can probably share a little bit more about our plan for next week in terms of our TGEs and our token sales.
Yes, please, Catie. Yes.
Thank you very much, Lynn. So thank you everyone for all of the questions, and it's been a really great time. I'd like to share a bit more, like what we have been doing so far in terms of like growing our communities, and also all the marketing efforts. We have been very lucky to partner with marketers and also P&A Wise as our PR effort, and also have a lot of great KOL and community to support us and be part of our network that help us to grow our community up to more than 30,000 members so far. And then so our plan with the TGE that on Monday we're going to public sale our tokens. So would love to see everyone to be part of that. So for the upcoming plan after the TGE, the TGE will help us to build up the investment treasury, and then after that, we will officially launch our investment portal with the marketing effort to focus on attracting the project, and also at the same time continue to build our deal pipeline for the hectare holder. After our TGE, we'll go full on with community engagement, especially might take a more local approach to a more local community. So because Hectagon is a new concept and an untouched land that was never represented to the public before, because the VC game is always the game for the big guy. So our job in the coming weeks are going to focus on educating our communities and the retail investor about our concept and the benefit of Hectagon. So like from now until TG, and then move forward, we will see more, activity from our side to engage in our community and share more about our project pipeline, our product roadmap, and how we're going to, because we're here to last. So we'd love to see you guys be part of our TG on the 8th of August.
Awesome. So once again, it's the 8th of August. Yes? Yes, 8th of August. Okay. Keep that date in mind. And once again, whatever you do today, join the Telegram channel at Hectagon Finance, guys. Once again, pre-sale fully successful. 100% of the liquidity is going to PancakeSwap. This is the first time in all the AMAs that I've done where I see 100% of liquidity going to the DEX. So there is something special. Of course, no financial advice, but there is something special about this. Well, thank you very much, community. If you have any more questions, again, ask in the Telegram channel. Lynn, Catie, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here with us today. Thank you so much. We're very, very exhaustive in telling us about yourselves and the project. Thank you very much. And I just want to allow you to say goodbye to everyone.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. So one last word. So if you guys miss out on the pre-sale on PinkSale, we still have our wish list for the TGE. So just go on app.hectagon.finance and register to be on our wish list, and then you gonna have a chance to win up to, to get up to 30% of Hectare rewards. So see you guys there. Thank you for having us.
Perfect. Thank you very much. All the best. See you guys. See you everyone. Bye now.
Thank you.